It's my absolute pleasure, as always, to welcome you all to this special occasion, marking the launch of something very special, something that we are calling as Goa Unseen, guidebook that unveils the heart and soul of a destination that we all love. And I'm sure that you would be very excited to see once it is unfolded. But before we begin, I'd like to extend a very, very warm welcome to our distinguished guest, Shri Rohan Khwanteji, Honorable Minister of Tourism, Goa Government, Shri Kedar Naik, Department of Tourism, Goa. Sir, your support and vision for Goa's tourism growth has been instrumental in putting Goa on the global map. So thank you so much for your continued partnership. Very special welcome to a special guest who will be here in just a moment. But I think a big thanks to our friends from media. A big thank you to all the hosts who have contributed and the contributors to this guide that I'm going to talk about soon. And a large welcome to all our host community in Goa who have always welcomed their, opened up their hearts, opened up their homes and welcome guests from across the world with open arms. So big thank you for that. And I should not forget a very, very big welcome and a big thanks to my team at Airbnb who have worked tirelessly in terms of getting this guidebook to shape and also continue with a very strong partnership with the Department of Tourism here. When it comes to Airbnb, Goa has always been a very, very special destination. It consistently has been the most booked destination, not just for domestic users, but also for international users. In fact, for international users on our platform, and given that we are a global platform with over 220 countries presence, Goa is the #1 destination in terms of international guests coming into India. And we already see 20% growth in the nights booked year over year, both from domestic as well as from international guests. And what is behind this growth in Goa? It's the youth. Gen Zs and millennials are leading the charge in terms of travel to Goa. In fact, Gen Z, we've seen a growth of almost 60% year over year in terms of bookings on our platform. And when they travel, they love experiential stuff, and there is a lot that Goa has to offer. When they travel, they tend to travel in groups, and that's why they prefer a platform like Airbnb, because of the diversity of accommodation that is very authentic, very immersive, and still gives them a lot of private space to book. And that kind of lends well with the overall Airbnb proposition. And this is the growth that fueled and laid the foundation for a partnership with the Department of Tourism in 2022, where we signed an MOU. And we launched the first Rediscover Goa campaign, highlighting some of the most underserved areas, hinterland, hidden gems, culinary places, and established a number of initiatives through the last 3 years that have, again, focused on creating tourism entrepreneurs in the state. Through this partnership, in December last year, we launched Airbnb's first entrepreneurship academy that empowered local hospitality entrepreneurs at a grassroots level across urban, but also very importantly, rural and coastal areas in Goa. And we focused on capacity building, training, as well as making sure that they all can participate in the tourism economy and benefit from this tourism revolution that's happening across India and around the world. So today, I'm very excited and proud to announce the next chapter in this partnership with the Department of Tourism. And this is Rediscover Goa 2.0, featuring the key guidebook that we're launching today, Goa Unseen. And this isn't just a continuation of our more than 2 to 3 year relationship. It's an evolution that now goes deeper into Goa's soul. Goa Unseen, the guidebook, invites travelers across the world and in India to look beyond the familiar, things that they associate with Goa, basically going beyond the beaches. It's a guide to the state's hidden cultural gems, from ancient caves, historic architecture, to vibrant art scene and tranquil hinterlands. Everything that makes this state purely unique. And this guidebook would not have been possible without our wonderful contributors, starting with Abhay Deol, whose inputs have been instrumental in creating recommendations in this guidebook, but also the tastemakers, the insiders who make Goa special. People who are now making it possible for travelers from across the world to experience the lesser known side of Goa and explore the hidden gems that this place has to offer. And I would like to call out a few names. Chef Avinash Martins, whose culinary expertise highlights Goa's gastronomic treasures. Siddharth Kerkar, who illuminates Goa's vibrant art scene. Scarlett Rose, who uncovers unique adventures and cultural escapes. Nolan Mascarenas, who guides us through Goa's authentic flavors, and I've tasted a few. Insia, who reveals how to explore Goa like a local. And Garv, who shares the best of Goa's offbeat spots. This guidebook would also not be complete without our community of hosts that make staying in Goa extremely special. I would love to thank Panav, Shefali, Simon, Tia and Adik, along with thousands of other hosts in Goa whose exceptional accommodations help us showcase the state's renowned hospitality. Overall, this guidebook embodies Airbnb's mission. It's to connect travelers with authentic local experiences so that people can come and immerse themselves in the most authentic manner. And through this guidebook, I want to invite travelers from across the world to explore the magical state with a fresh perspective, to go beyond the usual traditional hotspots, and to again for being here. I would like to thank initiative with each step. We would want to strengthen this going forward and make sure that Goa continues to be the #1 state from a tourism perspective for India. Thank you once again.
Thank you so much, Aman. Thank you for sharing Airbnb's vision, and we couldn't be more excited for what's coming up next. Our next speaker, our special guest, whose name I didn't mention at the beginning, so we were just waiting for him to show up, is not just a celebrated actor, but someone who's really made Goa his home over the last couple of decades. In fact, even his very first movie back in 2005, I remember him like running away to Goa for a special holiday. That holiday changes his life in the movie and changed many of our lives back then, where we all thought, oh my god, like going on a trip to Goa like this is going to make, maybe like bring love in some form to our lives too. So this man, he is just somebody we've all loved in all his fantastic movies, whether it is that scene in Ranchna which broke our heart, or Oi Lucky Lucky Oi, where we were like, oh my god, what's going on? Somebody we've all loved and admired, and someone who's been such a strong part of this campaign and this initiative by Airbnb and the Goa Tourism Department. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for the one and the only, the amazing Abhay Goan.
Thanks for that warm welcome. And thank you all for being here.
Follow the instructions?
You followed all the instructions.
I'm kidding. That came right straight from the heart. Abhay, thank you so much for being here with us today, for being a part of Goa Unseen.
My pleasure.
Tell me about your journey. I was saying this to my colleagues and they were joking, but tell me about your love affair with Goa. When did it start? How did it happen?
It started very, very young. In fact, now I'm getting a flash the first time. I had got an advertisement for this one drink which didn't stay in the market. I must have been 18 years old, and it was somewhere in the 90s. So mid to late 90s is when I first came here. Of course, those days we were younger, so we were here to listen to music, to party, to go to the cafes and bars. And from there on, it's morphed now as I've grown older. Obviously, you move beyond those things. I, in fact, bought a piece of land in Goa. I built my house here, and I've been living here now since 2017.
Wow, that's amazing. That's amazing. I clearly realize we have another conversation to have with Abhay right after this press conference, but we'll hold off on that for now. I'd love to understand, Abhay, like how, I mean, when we approached you, we know why you said yes to, being a part of this whole initiative, but I want everybody to hear from you on why you thought Goa Unseen was the right move for us at this point.
Honestly, it's in the title. It's a Goa Unseen. And we've seen guidebooks, there are some really famous ones all over the world, but I haven't really seen one which specifically targets the lesser known places. So I think that was a genius idea. Then your contributors also, you have some really valuable people contributing to it. So that was the first thing that caught my eye. Then there was, of course, the association with Airbnb, as a brand and what it stands for. So I was like, yeah, I'm on for this. Yeah, it's quality.
Fantastic. And plus, we have the Goa Tourism Department sort of
Yes.
blessing us with this, which is the icing
I
on
was,
the cake.
I was very keen to meet the minister. I'm really excited to meet him. I think one of the things that I like about Goa, we know all about, and that's I think on brand with Goa Unseen as well. We all know about, okay, the parties, the cafes and bars and the beaches and the lifestyle. But there's one group of tourism that goes through Goa which is invisible, and that is the group of people who come here for wellness, who come here for yoga, who come here for meditation. There are a lot of healers around the world that come over here. And that's something that's still underground that we don't know of. Goa is so well known for, like I said, the beaches and the parties. I think Goa has a full potential to be a place which gives us access to the wellness aspect of things. We have a great history of Ayurvedic medicine and culture of healing that I think one can explore. And that's the conversation I'd love to have with you. So, yeah.
Awesome. And tell me, I mean, you've given us some recommendations in terms of hidden gems in the Goan Scene guidebook, but tell us about one of your top recommendations from everyone who's here today.
I live here, so for me it's very much home, and I'm a homebody. If I do go out, there's a cafe called State of Good Vibes where I hang out all the time. Other than that, it's really going to the beaches, Morjim Beach, Mandrem. That was a stretch I used to go to when I was young. And North Goa is a place where you can have a lot of activity and social life, whereas South Goa, if you're looking for more space and a more private experience in South Goa is better for that.
Fantastic. And the one question I can't not ask. What's your next destination on Airbnb? Given that you live here, I mean, we'd love for him to explore our Airbnbs here.
I've used Airbnb for years. When I'm in the States, I travel a lot to the States. I've used it over there. And now I'm going to be traveling around India as well. Pondicherry's on the cards as well. So maybe I'll call you up on that.
Yeah,
I would
sounds
love
good.
to
We
get
will stay in
recommendations
touch.
from you.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
So much, Abhay. Thank you so
Thank
much
you.
for being here. We're going to have you back on stage in a bit, but I'm going to now let you go for a bit.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Abhay. Thank you.